What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Survivor Now podcast. My name is Randy. I am joined by my co-analyst, as always, Nina Twine. And today we are joined by the fourth castaway eliminated from Survivor Australia, Titans versus Rebels,
Woo!
Tobias. Tobias, man, you are
Yeah,
looking great. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. It was an interesting episode last night. Seeing it all unfold was interesting. But no, I'm great. Today's a good day. Happy. Yeah,
That's
happy.
that's something we always like to ask, like right off the bat, before we get into like the serious part of what happened during the episode. How did you spend your night? Who did you watch it with, and how was it actually watching your elimination episode go back?
I watched it with my girlfriend and my housemate. I, I mean, yeah, it was just interesting watching what actually happened and how it unfolded. I, I had no idea who set the plan in play. I had no idea who voted for me. I had no idea who had the deciding vote. Yeah, so it was an interesting scenario.
Well, it's never easy when you're not the target to go home. That's what
Yeah,
makes this really tough is they weren't targeting you. Someone else had a different plan. So I'm curious. You had the big theme of the episode is that you weren't partaking in strategy because you did feel confident with your group. You felt confident within the tribe or not, you probably partook in strategy, just not as much as we saw with the edit. How
yeah.
confident were you heading into tribal council?
Oh, I had no idea I was going home. I was so oblivious. I was so confident. I was like, I didn't care. I. That's why I was just cooking dinner. Kel asked me if I want to go and have a chat and like strategize, and I didn't care. I was like, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I'll just do what y'all want me to do. Just tell me what to do. I'll do it. And I thought that was it. That was the game plan.
And I have a question to bounce off of that. When in the edit, it shows that multiple times you guys made comments within your trio, kind of saying we're well liked. I don't think we have too much to worry about. And considering the last elimination was a blind side against you guys, what was it going around camp that made you feel so well liked? Or was it more that people complained about Kelli, so you knew you were liked more than her?
Yeah, well, I that's what I thought. I actually thought after the last vote, and they got rid of Peter. Became like quite apparent that I think Peter rubbed people up the wrong way. She was very confident and a bit cocky, and like they didn't like her, and I think that's why they yes they wanted to split us up, but also I thought they were just gunning for her. They were trying to get rid of her, and then
Mm.
after that we kind of made a bit of amends, and we had it. To me, I thought we put that to bed, and we were going to work together as a team to win challenges and move forward and push our group forward instead of picking it apart. Like I thought we were going to just like keep smashing challenges and not go to tribal, and that was the plan. And I guess they didn't like it. They didn't like me. They the that deal hadn't been done. Like they still wanted to break us up because they knew we were still strong as a trio.
Mm.
Well, Tobias, you said, I guess they didn't like me. There was someone that you had right by your side all season. We have to talk about Sarah, and we're going to go into the cuddle crew a little bit more too. Well, okay, cuddling is a common thing on Survivor, everyone,
Yeah,
but walk
yeah.
us through the relationship that you had with Sarah because you had your tight four with the cuddle crew, but it seemed like you two were more of a duo kind of this season.
Yeah, we just got along well. Like we both, like I could tell as soon as I met her that she surfed and stuff. And like I've surfed since I was 12, so a long time. And we've like had common ground, common interests. We're both like pretty outgoing people, and we just got along. We just clicked. Like I, my whole life, I've got along with women better than men. Like
Mm.
I was brought up by a single mom, always just got along with women better. And me and her just clicked, and we became good mates like real quickly. So yeah, we're pretty tight. Like we were homies. So I think people also didn't like that. Kel didn't like that. Kel loves Sarah, and Sarah nearly like babied Kel a bit. Like Kel was always like pretty erratic and like having meltdowns and tantrums and stuff. And she'd always run to Sarah, and Sarah would like mother her a bit and like tell her it was all
Mm.
right. It should be the other way around. But And I think Kel didn't like the fact that me and Sarah were so tight and thought that I was using Sarah, which I wasn't. Like, we were buddies. Like, but yeah, I think that's the main reason why she wanted to, like, Kel got rid of me.
I totally get that. I've seen that myself as well. I've had that jealousy where I'm like, this is my number one. Why are you getting along with them? No, I want them. But being that you spoke about challenges a little bit, and I know on your social media, your interviews, you kind of have an active lifestyle. You like going out doing things. How was that adrenaline rush, if you even got one during the challenges? Because you performed really, really well. You seem quite calm. And although I know through the edit you can appear calm, how did you actually feel?
Oh no, I was chill. Like, I back myself. Like, I know I'm physically strong and fit, and I've got like good endurance. So I didn't win everything I went into, but I did pretty well. I think my stats would be like I did really well, better than I didn't, if that makes sense.
Against Jaden too, I have to throw that out. You were always having to go against Jaden and Nathan. It's like, I guess I'll do it.
Exactly. Like, who else was going to, unless we were going to throw it? Like, no, I didn't want, like, Jaden's a big dude. So is Nathan. They're both big, fit, strong guys. Like, I didn't realize how strong Jaden was. And, like, now I do. But yeah, I was happy to throw my hat in the ring and have a crack against them. Didn't always pay off, but, like, I think I did pretty well.
Yeah, I was going to say, there were a few times you got the better of the big man, like just using the speed to kind of get around him. I remember you got to the bell and everything. So, I mean, I felt like you killed it. And I have to go back to that first tribal council because we saw strategy play out with Ree and Kirby, who decided to vote with your group to kind of save face. So your opinion on, after you found out that Kirby and Ree voted with you guys, were you fully confident that they were part of your alliance? And did that kind of alter how confident were you heading into that second tribal?
So, it's weird because, like, to be honest, I wasn't paying that much attention to how many votes got cast not for Peter. I didn't know who instigated that. It was interesting to find out that it was Kirby that instigated that down the track. But I kind of assumed that she had done that because Kirby rubbed her up the wrong way. And, like, I thought once that was done, that she'd be back on our team. But I think she was a little bit indifferent in the second one. And it was like, obviously Eileen was the one that put that next plan into play, which was kind of a bit of a bummer because I thought me and Eileen got along great, but I don't think Eileen wanted me to go home. I think Eileen just wanted to break up that trio that we still had because she knew that we were still strong, and everyone did. So everyone was like, well, look, that's a good plan. Instead of getting rid of someone can just be a potential vote or like a number, we'll just break up the last of the three super, like, physically strong players just to split them up so then we can use them where we want.
Yeah, and I can't speak for Eileen, but my view of it as well was that she wanted Sarah to be that deciding factor. So once she decided for Alex, that's one less person on your side. Eileen can then swoop in and say, hey, I got your back. I didn't vote for you. I do like, because I've done that. I'm like, look, I didn't vote for you. I told you I wanted to play with you. I told, so that's something that he was hoping for. But unfortunately, Kelli ruined the plan. And I personally thought it was going to be Alex. I was okay with it. Nothing against him. I hope to meet him one day as well. But I was really upset when I saw Kelli did that. I thought she screwed it up. And I was just like, dude, what's going on here?
Yeah, no. I knew that she would have voted for me. Like, I don't know how everyone else didn't know. Like, me and Kel didn't get along. Like, Kel and Alex didn't get along on camera. It was very apparent. But me and her didn't get along at all. Like, we didn't. She was always trying to, like, break up the friendship with me and Sarah and, like, didn't like it. And she knew that I was happy. I would have got rid of her. I told her a few times at camp that I wasn't a fan of her and I thought she didn't pull away and she just needed to get her shit together. And I was very clear about that. But I guess they didn't show that in the edit. So they didn't, probably for that reason. So it didn't seem like she had a real good reason to get rid of me. But I knew that she never would have tried to save me. And I'm surprised Eileen didn't realize that and maybe make the girls vote for me and not the boys. So she didn't have an opportunity, but no one else. I know she must have just it literally would have been one thought to go, oh, get the girls to vote for Toby and the boys to vote for Alex, and then the outcome would have been different. But hey,
that makes so much sense now, because Nina and I were like speaking before you joined us here, and I said it didn't make sense that Kelli was like, I just feel like Alex is someone I can work with, where Tobias I don't feel like I can work with, because from what we saw, I was like, Alex just said on a scale of hate to love, we're in the middle. Like, yeah, we're still figuring it out. So I was like, from the edit point of view, and we obviously know that there's more that happens outside the edit, but I was like, Tobias has seemed chill. I don't know why you're choosing Alex over Tobias here.
Nah, see, I don't dislike people very often, and like vocally say it. And when I do, I just like, once I get like, I can forgive stuff pretty quickly and I'll get over things quickly. But if I get a full on bee in my bonnet about someone and I don't like them, I'll tell them I don't like them, and I'll be like, I'm not, like, fuck off, go away, I'm done with you. We're not a thing, we're not friends. We're friends now. Like, we chatted this morning. But like at the time, I was like, go, like, yeah, we're done. Like, I didn't even talk to her.
She owes you a case of beer now, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely does.
And I have to ask, did you just say a bee in your bonnet?
Yeah.
I know when I came back from Australia, I have a whole book. Cara from Brain versus Brawn bought me like an honorary Aussie book of sayings. That one is not in there. I'm gonna have to
be in my bonnet. Yeah, I don't even really, I guess,
be in my bonnet.
Something that annoys you. It's like,
yeah,
what's the old that.
Oh, I have one. It's so
so imagine how annoying that would be. That was like Kelli face every day.
Oh, I love that.
I'm gonna have to make a hashtag out of that. Put it in the comments down below. We got to get everyone on the. I do have to bring up, there was another big thing that happened in the episode last night, and that was this whole box scenario with the keys.
Oh yeah.
So we do have to ask you about that. And when Ferris came back and he said, hey guys, I got this key and that's it, where was your mindset at? Because we did see people, obviously, they were like, that just can't be it. It seemed like some people did believe him. Where was your head out as soon as you heard him say that?
I didn't believe him. For a second, there's no way they're going to have a buried chest with a key and a padlock for another key. Like, ridiculous. They could have just put a key in something. Like, you just find a key. Why does it need to be so secure? It doesn't. It just doesn't make sense to me. Everyone knew that there was something else in there. But I guess at that point, I thought we'd already put everything to bed, and it was like, well, we're not going to push on this. He's got something. We're either going to flush it out by voting for him, or he's not going to play it and he's going to go home. So I think no one believed him, and he knew no one believed him. That's why he's so stressed, and that's why he played it.
Wait, what grade do you give his theatrics at Tribal Council, where he goes, oh, is it hot in here? Like,
that was fun. Hey, that was good. I backed that. I didn't know if he was going to do that or not. Like, we assumed he had something, but it was like, if he does, is he going to play it? Like, and yeah, that was funny to watch that come out. But it wasn't like a great surprise. It was just more of a surprise that he actually played it. We weren't sure if he was going to. But then looking back on it, looking at how stressed he was at the time, you could see how stressed he was walking around camp before we went. So it was like, yeah, it made sense. I would have, if I was him, or if I felt the way he did at camp and I had one, I would have played it for sure. Yeah.
And before you ask your next question, Nina, I'm so sorry. I have to rope this into the question that I just asked. We saw PETA got the first idol from your camp. Were you made aware of that idol? Because we saw Alex knew about it, but did you have any idea when she
we had no idea. No idea. No one else knew. I had no idea. I didn't know until I exited the show, and then someone told me, and I was like, oh, wow, like what? Then thinking back on it, and how clearly Alex tells her to play it. He literally tells her to play it at Tribal Council, and she was oblivious and just was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
But look, if I had an idol and the level of confidence that I had at Tribal, I probably wouldn't have played it either. I would have gone home with it in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Oblivious of what was happening.
If you so happen to have made it back from last night's tribal council and Alex went home, you obviously had Sarah with you. Who, other than Eileen, because you've already mentioned her, who did you want to play with? Who was that person that you said, I really have a bond or want to create a bond other than Kelli?
Well, me and Ferris had already started hashing stuff out, and we were already like talking about working together and stuff, and we'd like literally made a plan to start working together. And I would have loved to have worked with him, and even Kirby as well. Like after seeing what she pulled off, it would have been good to get on side with those two. Like to if I could have teamed up with like say those two and Sarah, I reckon we would have been pretty tight because I know that Ferris had like Garrick and stuff on his side. The girls were a bit of a rogue unit. So I guess it was hard to judge, but I think if we had Kirby on side, Kirby could easily influence like Ree and a few of the other people. So I think we would have been strong if that had happened, but we just didn't get there, did we?
From your time that was there, what's something, because I always do my best when talking to other players or fellow players, what's something in the time that you did have that you look back and you're like, man, whether it was stargazing, having nighttime chats, what's that one thing that's always going to stay with you, that positive moment, scenario, anything that happened in the time you did have there?
Well, I don't know if there was just one specific thing. The whole experience was like wild. There was so many moments where everyone would be sitting around and we'd be sitting around the fire or whatever or eating, and someone would be like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, this is so ridiculous, but also awesome. Like, there was so many moments where we're like, this is so weird what we're doing. We're literally like being pulled out of the real world, ditched in an island, and basically gone put to battle like Lord of the Flies or something, where we're essentially killing each other off. Like, the whole scenario was wild. It was just, there wasn't any one specific moment. Actually, you know what? Now that you mention the stargazing, looking up and it being so dark and seeing how clear the stars were. And actually a few people also that grew up in cities that had never seen that. Like I grew up in a country where you turn the lights off, there's no light. And you're super clear. But there was a few of the people in the team that were like, in the tribe that were like so in awe and taken back by how beautiful that actually was. I was actually a bit shocked being like thinking that there was adults amongst us that had never actually got to experience sitting back in a dark place seeing fucking stars. Like that's wild to me.
Yeah, I've always loved those moments. And then you always have one person that's like, hey, I got to go crack a coconut. You're like, you just ruined the whole thing. Like, what are you doing? You don't even have to tell us, just go.
Another funny thing that I noticed is like there was some nights where it was super bright and starry, and like if you needed to go to the bathroom, you could see. But I remember one night, it was the night before I went home, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I was not feeling amazing. I was like, I need to go to the bathroom, and I couldn't see.
It's all that cheese. It's all that cheese, man.
I didn't want to go into the details, but that's what it was. I was walking through the bush. I couldn't see anything. There was nothing. It was pitch black. I remember just taking 2 steps and I'd be into trees and I'd walk back and be like, fuck. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning or something. Take a few steps and I'd be into trees. I'm like, I have no idea where I'm going. And I reckon it took me 30 minutes to get to the bathroom and probably 30 minutes to get back. And it was like a fucking nightmare. Just like, I remember being scared of the dark when I was a kid. And like I was walking through this bush, just like not being able to see anything, going, this is fucking horrendous. Like, what am I doing here?
If you still haven't decided whether you want to apply to Survivor or not, and that story doesn't make you want to go in the game, I don't know what will.
Yeah, I would do it like 100%. If I got the chance to do it again, I'd definitely do it. I'd play it differently, but I'd 100% go again.
Oh my gosh, Tobias, it has been. Nina, do you have anything else to say?
If I ever get the call back, I hope I see you out there.
Yeah, same. Maybe if American Survivor can get me over there. Fuck,
oh my God, they need to call me too.
That would be incredible. Tobias, man, it has been an absolute pleasure. And thank you for taking time to come on here and chat with us today, man.
Anytime. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it, guys. It's been real.
Have a great day, man.
Bye.